Should I tell my ex-wife's friend's husband that his wife cheated on him? I'm pretty angry and emotional at the moment, so I figured maybe I should ask Reddit before ruining a marriage. I found out that the real reason my ex-wife left me was to cheat with a coworker. She has another friend, coworker, M, who I feel helped enable certain behavior and also didn't tell me I was being cheated on. Technically not her job, but I'm bitter AF. I kind of want to tell her, M's husband, about how his wife broke up with him for a night while they were engaged to cheat on him with another coworker guy. Literally. She broke up with him over text, slept with her coworker, then made up the next morning as if nothing happened. So what do you think, Reddit? Justified? Too petty? I don't like that I was lied to, and I feel like her husband should know the truth, but IDK. I'm just angry as fuck too, so some of this would just to numb the pain I'm going through. Edit. These responses are awesome. I'm going to tell him this evening. I don't want to do it right now on a Monday morning while everyone is starting their workday. We'll message him this afternoon and hopefully can provide an update down the road here. Update. Probably not the one you expected. I went to the guy's Instagram and typed out the whole message in a DM and soaked it in for a second. I cut the message, backed out and looked at their pictures. Both profiles, they are gassing each other up. Tons of pictures of them smiling, and overall looking like a happy and healthy couple. If you went to my ex's IG even when we were dating, you'd see maybe a few photos of us and then a bunch of sexy attention-seeking photos of herself. It made me realize that unlike me and my ex, maybe they are actually in love. Maybe she did just make a mistake. I don't know. I feel so fucked up from all of this, I'm so depressed and hurt. I realize that at the end of the day, if I told him, it'd just be so I could know someone shares my pain, and if they are truly happy, then I don't want to do that to them. I'm just very broken and should do the right thing and move on. Maybe one day I will change my mind, but I can't do this right now. Instead of doing the right thing for the wrong reasons, I'm going to do the wrong thing but for the right reasons. I wish them the best. Thank you everyone. Update 2. Okay, I slept on this some more and I am reconsidering telling the husband. I reread the message I was going to send him yesterday and glad I didn't send that. I basically just sounded like an angry man with grievances. One of the commenters here typed out a very good communication that I'm just going to copy, paste as it sounds much more sincere. Update 3 will include the results. There is an overwhelming majority here that think this is the right thing to do, so I'm going to try to assume. This is what M's husband would want. I don't feel good about it like I thought I would. I hate to trigger pain like this, but it's not my fault she chose to do that to him either. FML, here we go. If you were in her husband's position, would you want someone to tell you? If so, think about how you may want to be told. What evidence you would want, etc., and go from there. Personally I would, but do it when you have a clearer head. Sorry about your terrible situation, look after yourself. You can say it's petty, yes. But also, I'd want to know if I was the husband of your wife's friend. Cheating should never be ignored in my opinion. Tell the husband. Don't expect this would help with your healing. You have to do this on your own. I am sorry it happened to you. I would, fuck it. Your wife cheated on you, she was still with you when there was intent established, it was planned. All she had to do was get rid of you to make herself feel better about the act. That is still cheating. So fuck her up as much as possible and her friend. Fuck being nice. P.S. I give bad advice, wait for others. How do I turn a hookup into a husband? F27. Went back home for a week-ish and was scrolling on Tinder and matched with an old classmate, M25, from high school. I was hoping it would just be a chill hangout with and nice makeout session, but it turned out to be a top 10 experience. We haven't really talked much about anything that matters, but I want to know more about him. It might be the pillow talk and amazing sex combo, but I want to get to know him. There hasn't been much conversation in general and I'm not 100% sure if he's even interested in more. He mentioned that due to his industry, there has been difficulty with finding a partner. He also mentioned some of his sexcapades, which oddly didn't bother me. I'm normally turned off when people speak about previous partners, but this really didn't bother me. Either ways, I got the impression he doesn't think many people take him seriously. I can think of a number of reasons why which really don't bother me. I would like to take him seriously and try to turn this around as soon as possible. Deep down, something is telling me that if he's interested he will pursue me. But also with my generation, I'm dealing with men who don't realize how much power they have. I'm hoping to take advantage of this and bag a man I actually like. Any advice? Please. How about you stop looking for an angle or a trick and just tell him you had an amazing time and you'd really like to get to know him? Men don't know what power they have. What? Ask him out to dinner. Take him to a hotel. It's 2022. You can be the person doing the chasing, and honestly it'd score many positive points if you make him feel wanted. You'd be doing everyone a favor if you also let go of the gender stereotype that the man should chase. Be a human, in the moment, and express your feelings. Good luck. Nothing to say a hookup can't turn into more. It kinda sounds like the sexual aspect might be driving you a little bit. Bear in mind that in a committed relationship sex only makes up a small part of the day. Start trying to see if he's the kind of person you would be able to spend the rest of the day with, if that makes sense. Ask him out on dates, actual talking in restaurants with your clothes on dates. Get to know each other. See if you click on a non-sexual level, too. How do I tell him I don't want to get married? My fiancé and I have been together for 7 years and have a 6-year-old son and a house together. 5 years ago we were living long distance because our son needed medical care interstate and he had to run multiple branches of a business. He was going to move down with us after a successful transition of power, but that took a year to happen. After this happened and he joined us, I found out that he had been cheating on me for 7 months, the extent of which I will never know. I have evidence of dating sites and hitting up sex workers, and one instance where he agreed to meet up with the sex worker, but no evidence of physical cheating. He says that he realized what he was doing and didn't follow through with the meet-up, but I do not believe this, as a month afterwards he was looking up sex workers again. Through a fair recovery I decided on the version of events that made the most sense and matched the evidence. He met up with the sex worker and the rest was attempted cheating. I worked through whether or not I could move forward with this, and with therapy, a fair recovery, my partner doing the work to find the root cause for his infidelity, unresolved childhood issues, communication problems, and feeling abandoned, in 2 years' time I was able to move forward and get rid of the vast majority of my insecurities. We've been engaged since COVID started and now the world is opening up. We're looking at starting the planning process for the wedding, but I don't think I want to get married. I trust him plenty enough to be in a relationship with him, but I don't know if that trust extends to the commitment of marriage. If you asked me if I thought he would ever cheat again, I'd say 100% he wouldn't, but gun to my head I don't know if I'd have the same answer. Realistically, the issues that led to it happening last time are legit, and I understand why he felt abandoned and the trauma that stopped him communicating that to me, and he's been going to therapy and working through his childhood, but I don't know if those same issues won't come up again in the future. I love him so much and our relationship over the last couple of years has been amazing. He is the most perfect, albeit emotionally traumatized, person. Before the cheating I held him on this pedestal as infallible. I don't want to leave him, but I also don't want to make it more difficult to leave if he ever does slip up again. I don't know how to tell him this without reopening old wounds, destroying the progress he's achieved on his mental health, or just destroying the relationship entirely. I think you stated your reasons pretty succinctly here. Tell him that the partnership you have now is sufficient and you can revisit marriage at some later date, but right now what you have is enough. Divorce with a kid in play ends up costing a lot of money and takes a lot of time. I can appreciate why you want to have an easier out if you need it. That said, if you're feeling this way, maybe this relationship isn't one worth staying in. I dunno. I was married and divorced. My partner was also divorced. We have no intention to remarry, not because we don't trust each other, just because we know what a pita it is to get divorced, and there's no benefit to legal marriage that we can't achieve with legal documents. I think you need to tell him, though, that you don't want to be married but want to remain partnered. Girlfriend, 36, lied about wanting kids. She says men shouldn't get a say in wanting kids either. I've been seeing her for about 4 months. She initially said she wanted kids, which was great because I want kids too. Thing is that it's going really slow. I love seeing her, but my friend who's a nurse said I need to get a move on if we want to have kids. Last night we had a frank discussion around having children and she completely changed her mind. She doesn't want kids anymore and I shouldn't get a say in having kids either. I'm pretty shocked and now I feel really guilty about wanting to have kids. It's obvious we're not compatible anymore as we have different needs, but is she right in thinking men shouldn't want to have children? You can absolutely decide if you want kids or not, you just have to find someone who wants the same thing. That said, 4 months is way too soon to have a kid with someone. You want to know someone well enough in that time. Find someone who want kids but don't rush things. 1. You should not feel guilty. You have different desires for the future. End of. The thing about men is dumb, but the important part here is you are 4 months into a relationship and discussing deal-breakers. This sounds like a deal-breaker. 2. 4 months and get a move on. No. That's way too soon. As you have now found out, things change. You need to be able to have a co-parent that you can trust. That honestly blows my mind. Please ignore that advice. It's okay to want kids as a man, you just need to find the woman that wants to have them. Nope. You get to want what you want in life. You are incompatible, it's good she was truthful to you.